Hey, Professor McClung. So, the last 5 weeks of taking this class have been interesting and different. I've taken an oral communication class in the past, but I've never really had to be self taught, and that's what I felt like this was. I did learn a lot, and it was a little bit difficult at times to understand exactly what it is that you were expecting out of me or the class in general, but I think for the most part I was able to figure it out. When it came to my informative speech, I did it on why breakfast is important. The thing that I felt went really well about it was being able to provide that information to the class and helping people understand why, in fact, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. One thing that I think I could have done better was cite my sources or maybe done just a little bit more research to back up the information that I was speaking about. That I did learn how important my introduction needs to be, where I was going with my speech. I think you referred to it as where are you going, or where are you taking us, or something like that. And I did feel that that was something that I needed to work on and do a little bit better. I just want to throw out there I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I don't normally wear this much makeup. However, we just got back from a wedding. So this is not me in my natural state. Normally I'm a fresh face and I don't like to wear any of that. But so it does feel a little bit weird. So for my demonstration speech, I did how to make guacamole. I believe one of the questions you asked me was why wouldn't I just use already pre-made organic salsa instead of chopping up all my vegetables. And for that reason, I like to have fresh taste. I prefer to use fresh vegetables, chop them up, and that way I can actually put exactly how much I want in there. That is my preference over organic salsa. Salsa has added ingredients, added flavorings, and if I don't want that, then I'm not going to use it. So that's why I prefer actual fresh vegetables. One thing I felt that went really well with that video was my demonstration, my how-to, the information that I brought to the table, my different techniques of chopping methods. One thing I felt could have been better is maybe me having a better sense of my surroundings. I know that my fire alarm kept beeping, and that's something that I have no control over, and after a while I just learned to ignore it. It's the fire alarm, and it beeps just to let me know it's working. I've tried taking out the batteries. I have thrown shoes up there. It won't stop beeping. And after a while, like I said, I just tend to ignore it. So I guess maybe I didn't hear the beeping like everybody else did. So maybe for a demonstration speech like that, I can better know my surroundings, or maybe do it in a different room or a different area. For my persuasive speech, I did it on the use of steroids or performance enhanced drugs. One thing that I think went well was, again, me providing the information valuable to my classmates or listeners about why it's so dangerous to take those kinds of drugs and what it can do to your body, the long-term effects and irreversible effects that it has on your body. One thing I felt I could have done a little bit better was, like you had suggested, maybe put my videos on my big screen TV versus showing it on the laptop. And I think lighting has everything to do with it. I do a lot of my videos from home, and the lighting's not always the best. They might be dim, or the room in particular might carry an echo or something like that. So overall, I feel like my speeches went well. I did enjoy the interaction with the classmates, with you. There was some things that I was a little bit confused by, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't figure out with reading everybody else's responses, or with them asking the question already and then you answering it. So I feel like this class really did help me broaden my expectations and my use of oral communication. One thing that I did learn well was to be able to provide a really effective introduction and have main points. For example, this speech, my introduction is my reflection. My main points were the speeches that I just listed. And my conclusion, which would be reflecting my introduction all over again, it all ties into the same. I feel like I learned how to do that a little bit more effectively through this class. Still some questions, still some eyebrow raisers when it comes to writing a speech. I haven't been in college in 10 years, so it's been quite a while since I've had to do something like this, especially in the APA format, and I actually don't even really know what APA stands for. But I am learning. I'm very interested in continuing to learn. This class has helped me become more courageable when it comes to public speaking. I was able to give my first street ministry because of this class. It helped me not be so nervous. It helped me get my point across, and it helped me not stutter as much as I used to. With that, I thank you. With learning and reading the book that you had assigned for us, it was helpful. There were some things in the book that I really didn't quite understand. There was some things that I feel like we could have done without, but that's my personal opinion. Overall, I really do feel like I learned a lot. I think what I would like to have gained out of the class was a little bit more closer relationship with the classmates. I feel like it was just answer here, answer there, let me get my assignments done, and I'll be finished with that. And maybe that's my own fault for having really, really high expectations of interaction with my classmates. I feel like I like to compare everything to my very first class, and with that was so much communication towards the teacher and towards the classmates, and till this day there's still some classmates that I actually am friends with, and I think I was wanting to gain that out of this class. Most important, I gained the knowledge and the understanding of oral communication, which I think is the point of the class. But I feel like the assignments were given well. I feel like the feedback from the other classmates were well. Their creativity and their choosing of videos, what topics to do, and everything was done really well. I think for me, the most confusing part was just your feedback for me. I felt like it was feedback with a whole lot of wrongdoings, but then I was given a good grade. And I know I work hard and I put a lot of effort into my assignments, so I think that was a little bit confusing, just the critiques and the feedback from you alone. In the end, after speaking with a few people, I was able to understand the kind of critiques that you were giving me. So I think at first I really didn't understand what they were about, but after, like I said, speaking with some people, I was able to figure it out. In conclusion, I think overall I did learn a great deal from this class. I had fun being able to post up these video diaries. I've never ever used YouTube in my life. Well, I've used it to watch videos, but not to post videos of my own. So it was a lot of fun being able to do that. It's different. It's like a new digital world for me. One of the most enjoyable parts was having my 6-year-old niece help me set up my YouTube channel because I didn't know how, and she's a whiz at that, so that was a lot of fun. It was interesting. I did learn a great deal. I feel like there's always so much more learning to be done, and for that, I am going to continue with my public speaking, and I know that I can always refer back to the book. The book was helpful, so I know that I can always refer back to the book if I have any questions how things should go, perhaps, or anything like that. Thank you for being such a great teacher, for being patient with us, for allowing us to turn in our assignments late if necessary. I know not everybody turns them in on time, just from reading the posts and things, but I did enjoy the class. I did learn a lot, and this is something that I will be able to take with me from here on out and probably for the rest of my life. So again, thank you so much. I had a really great time learning. And I wish you the best in your future teaching, and I do know if I have any questions, I can always come back to you. So I appreciate your time, your 5 weeks of being with us, and it's been fun, and I'm going to miss it. Thanks. Bye.